challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Fight with all your heart!
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Checks with a projectile. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're going to eat tons of damage. Gets the parry in, and adds some pressure. Not a perfect parry, but I'll take it. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. The jump in is denied. They trade hits, and now feeling out the spacing. Checks them with a projectile. They don't need to go for anything big. Even a light tap could win this round. Player 1 can't use any more drive without burning out. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. They are absolutely wailing on each other in the middle of the stick. They were right to be on guard there. Experiencing in there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Projectile to try and change the situation. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Quick dash it. Uses the gauge for a super arm. Shimbu Jinrai hit. Good damage off in there. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Oh, says no to the impact. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Jump? Both fighters planning something? Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Both of our combatants are cooking up something. From upstairs. Jinrai overhead attack. Going in. Dangerous range here. Pushing through with the Gladius. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 has a chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. Low heavies. Player 2. Flatline zone. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one. Two of them out. The drive impact doesn't work. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Both fighters sees him coming and shrugs it off with a super art. Super art on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Things are very tense as this exchange continues. Impact squash! Uses the impact to shave off some of their drive gauge. Looking for a hold. Presses for a reaction with a fireball. Does Jinrai? With super arts into throws that off. Quick step forward. More fuel for the fire. Hook them up. Player 1 needs to wait this out. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Player 1 has a... Yo! Rock super here? Spends it all on the super! Not shy one bit about it!
Now you know history.
The super connects! A jump? Super armor! Oh, are you kidding me? Player 1 comes out on top of that fierce battle! Talk about a show! That match had it all!
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight?
Don't expect me. Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Good anti-air. Wow, shut down. Decides to go in with the target combo. What are they thinking here? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Both fighters decide to reset the pace and assess the situation. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Had the radar up and running. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Fireball from very long range. What's next here? Parries to cancel the fire. Decides to meet perfect read to get the finish with the low attack. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Opts for the air-to-air encounter. Smart play there to go for the air-to-air. Even if it can't lead to a combo, it's low risk but effective. Sticks the combo. There brushes that off and keeps going. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Takes the opponent out of the air. This is a chance to dictate the pace. Clutch anti-air. We have super arts on deck. There's still a chance. It's a good spot to use the super. Scrambling here. There's a burnout. The Dragon Blast super hits home. Okay, here we go. Jinrai drops them from the air. Player 1, that was the highest if I've ever seen. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Final round. Who will the solid anti-air? Brushes that off and keeps going. Uses the target combo as a filler. Player 2 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. Willing to risk it for the overdrive. Shoots their shot. Ooh, the drive impact hits for a punish. Player 2 is in burnout state, a very precarious situation. This is where we can expect some major. No way. No chance of running up from out of the corner. Gets into perfect fireball range. Fires off an air slasher. Finds the target. This is a gigantic life lead. Meets them air to air. Will this super art do anything? Dragon Last Flame cooks them up good. And it is on. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Presses for a reaction with a... They're just gonna go for it with the super. Player 2 has a full drive gauge, but is on the brink of death. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Crowns him from above. Fireball pressure, trying to wear down the opponent. Gets into perfect forward rush. We just saw the heist of the century. Player 1 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that.
Comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Throws him down. Was well in range to score the throw. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. Now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Both fighters are working with empty drive gauges, but I'm sure they want to make something happen. Neither of them willing to back off here. Grabs him. Taking stock. Shoots off a fireball up close. KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes for the jump in to start the round. Sticks the jump in. Snaps back and hits hard with a Tenten in. They exchange blows. Jumps in. Both fighters planning something? Quick dashing. Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. That's a counter. Finishes with the throw. Player one brings it home.
Here comes a new challenger.
It's a mirror match. There's going to be a lot of pride on the line for this one.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Checks with the projectile. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player one would be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Let's see how they apply their corner pressure in this situation. Player two takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Knockdown. The jump in catches them. Taking stock. Heading into the end. Gets them. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Checks them with the projectile. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game teams. Shows the medium kick. Jump. Just goes for it at this range. Player one can build off this lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Jumps in. A parry? Player two is in a pretty good situation with the meter advantage. Brushes that off and keeps going. Yo, put that away. Going in? Player one is dominating this match. Shoryuken? Player one will look to apply pressure. KO. Player one proved to be the victor.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who is going to come out on top in this fight? Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Starts with a jump in. Deal some damage with that quick combo. What's going to follow the combo? Player two is just about out of drive after that. Opts for the throw. All right. From up above, you can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player two needs to deal with this burnout. Knockdown. Life lead opens up. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Intercepts. Slick anti-air finish. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Immediate jumping. They've piled up. Will this super art connect? One more. How is this round going to develop? Shows a medium kick. The jump in is denied. Burnout activates. Player one in dire straits with burnout. Going in, experiencing burnout. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. A super art? This Dragon Lash flame could be big. Knockdown and player two has an empty drive gauge. This is a very crowns him from above. The low kick hits. This is gonna hurt. The engagement here will sets up with the jump in. Oh, the throw connects. This can lead to some big damage. Flatline zone. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight? Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Go air to air to deny them a chance. Oh, whiffs the drive impact. Getting careless and missing a drive impact like that will leave you wide open. Checks with a projectile. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Not so bad. Decides to go in with the target combo. Takes a trip. Throws a fireball here. Will this super art connect? So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Timely side switch there, which will let him go on the snipes him out the air. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Shoryuken? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. They're waiting for the opportunity to bust this match wide open. You gotta... just goes for it at this range. Knockdown and... Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Whiffs with that huge attack. Experiencing burnout. In there! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Checks him with the projectile. That was a solid anti-air. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Good anti-air. Both fighters are sitting on a full drive gauge. This might be prime time to let it rip. Looking for a way to incorporate their drive. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Misses the drive impact. Takes a trip. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup? They can't squander this punish counter chance. Flashes him. Uses the gauge for a super and around with a sick combo. Amazing. How's that? Player 2 wins the first round and is now riding a huge wave of momentum. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump for it. Player 1 will want to take advantage of their meter lead while they have it. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Doesn't miss a beat. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. What'll happen here? Player 2, solid anti-air. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 drops them. And they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal. The big flex. The broken jaw. Shin Shoryuken. Player 2 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range to win this round. Oh, yo! Rock super hit! They both decide to ease the tension, and what a finish! Player 2 gets the win in a...
Here comes a new challenger.
This is a mirror match, which means it's not just about the win, but about your pride as a player too. This is a must-win fight. All right, first round. What's going to happen? Blocks the jump in. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Denies the jumping attack with a jumping attack of their own. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Knockdown. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the down to the wire. Not so fast. Got their eye on the air. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 has completely used all of their drive gauge, but they still have enough life left to take the round if they play smart. One combo can end this round right now. They can't squander this punish counter. He comes from behind to pick up the win. They took advantage of every chance. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Decides to meet them in the air. Smart play there to go for the air-to-air. Even if it can't lead to a combo, it's low risk but effective. Brushes that off and keeps going. Hope this is gonna be bad news. It's back with the drive attack on the recovery. This punish counter presents a huge chance. Oh wow, look at that damage that did. Fantastic work with that combo. Burnout activates. Going in, smart play to stop the opponent there. Are we gonna drive impact misses? Crowns him from above. Reads the jump in perfectly. Are we gonna see a gotta do better than that? What are you jumping in for? This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Opens with a jump in. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? That feeling out phase is over. Time to get down to business. They're waiting for the opportunity to bust this match wide open. Hit them with a stopping bomb. Hit that with confidence. Jinrai kick. Super hard to show them what a PhD in fighters can do for you. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales. Lands the super. Time to pump some hard. Player two is in a very good spot. There's a burnout.
My turn.
Doesn't set the row. Player one comes away with the win.
Round one.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Chops them with a shorty. Jump. Hits them with a stopping pop.
Gotcha.
The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Goes with the projectile to pressure the opponent. Throwing on even more pressure with the fireballs. The drive impact whip. Are they ready to punish? Whipping a drive impact opens a huge window to get punished. Player two chases them down. Very solid corner switch. Gets out of the corner. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Decides to meet them in the air. Limited resources at hand right now. Throws them to negate the block. All right, what's coming up next? Experiencing burnout. Knockdown and? Are they thinking about how to steal this round? Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Player one can't afford mistakes without that drive gauge. Closing moments of the match. Up tap to close it. Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Shoryuken. Jumps up. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Not a perfect parry, but I'll take it. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Pops them with a shorty. They're spacing a perfect parry to stop them. Time to go on the offensive. Nails the parry. Now it's their turn to press buttons. Super art on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Player two can't use any drive moves without burning out. Side switch in the corner. Both fighters planning something? They're going for the super art? This Dragon Lash Flame could be big! Now, can they fit? Burnout activates. Knockdown and? You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. What a read with that anti-air! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? The last round. It's now or never. Solid anti-air. Zones with the fireball. Runs them hard. They just said, get that jumping out of here. The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. It's back with the drive impact on the recovery. This punish counter presents a huge trick. Make smart use of anti-air in the clutch. Cross super hard incoming. Good decision with that throw. Burns out. Denied. He uses that wall pressure. Player one comes away with the win.
Here comes a new challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Got it. Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Parries the attack and the move whiffs and they get nailed with a punish counter. That's how you capitalize on an opponent's mistake. Get the punish counter by waiting for the opponent to whiff an attack and then strike without hesitation. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner, buys some time by driving them into the corner, and now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Takes a trip. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Getting KO. Player 1 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. The jump in is denied. Combo with the target combo. Projectile to try and change the situation. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Goes low. Oh, what's this? Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 in there. That's what happens when you capitalize on all...
Here comes a new challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Jump in finds the mark. They're not going to allow any jump-ins. Wow, shut down. Lots of aggression from both sides. Got some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Absorbs it down to the wire. Gotcha. The fight continues in the middle of the stage. Life lead opens up. XKO. Player 2 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. What? Everything up until now. Brushes that off and keeps going. Uses the target combo with the filler. Sticks the combo. Burnout activates. Knockdown and player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. They back the opponent into the corner. Now to apply the pressure. Oh, says no to the impact. Just goes for it at this range. Player 1 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a punch. Oh, what's this? Good heads-up decisions opting for the in there. Player 2, they have a well of untapped potential. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. Big counter. Still slugging it out here. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Neither fighter wants to get stuck in the corner as they continue to duke it out mid-stage. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this off for the throat to close it out. Player 1 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. What'll happen here? Player 2 experiencing burnout. Scrapping it out up close. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Push drops hard. Player 2 can't let this simmer. Just goes for it at this range. This Dragon Blast flame could be big. Both fighters planning something? What are they gonna do? Burnout dissipates. Gotta do better than that. It's denied. Finds the target. Both fighters are hurting. What super art to show up on a beat. Knocks off the tank and scores the win. How's that? Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Reads the jump in perfectly. Throws a fire, wrecks them. Uses the target combo as a filler. Knocks them out of the air. Shoots their shot. Taps them on the dome. Player 2 is looking at a grim situation with pretty sick super armor use. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? They're just gonna go for it with the super. They're using a fireball to force a reaction. This is gonna hurt. Player 2, are you kidding me? Player 1 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Jump. Barely blocks the jump in. Player 1 has the life advantage. Time to sit on the lead. Lots of aggression from both sides. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Drive lead opens up. This stun might mean the end of this round. Saw them sweating against the wall and gets in the throw. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to brush that off and keep going? Sees them coming and shrugs it off with the super armor. Going in? You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Just goes for it at this range. Puts the super armor to good use. And no escaping that. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to get down to it, so let's start the match and see what these warriors are capable of. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Checks with the projectile. The throw connects for counter hit damage. Those hit harder than normal throws and really pile on the pressure. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Taking stock. Their life is looking critical, and they can't let perfect execution and gameplay nets our fighter a perfect round. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Caught in the cross-up. Player 2 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Gotta be careful not to whip at this, but brushes that off and keeps going. Jumps. Goes for the jump in. Denies the jump in. Going in. Pay attention. Uses the target combo as a filler. Ends the meter. Hoping for a good return. Player 2 is dominating this match. KO. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? From upstairs. And eats it. Close range projectile. Anti-air in the clutch. Player 2 with a slight lead. Will they capitalize? Amazing. Player 2 is on the brink and goes to the air. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws of overhead? Aims for the shin, denies the jump-in attempt. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Gotta do round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Checks with the projectile. Anticipates the overhead. Okay, We're in the early stages of the round. Shows the overhead. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Goes for an overhead. Taking stock. Player one chases him down. Got their eye on the air. Will this super art connect? They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Oh! Ends the round with a punish counter. Living in the opponent's head rent-free right now. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Goes low. Hits with the overhead. The impact doesn't do anything. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Player one hits him with a stop and pop. Burnout activates. Looking to plant him with a pile driver. Player two, they're going for the super art. Not much life difference. What's going to happen here in the latter half of this round? Player two drops him to half, closing the gap. Target locked and scoop. Gotta be careful not to whip it. There's the counter we wanted. Will this super art do anything? The Dragon Lash Flame giving them a side switch on top of the damage. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? Just goes for it at this range. Tries to act quickly, but Whiskey closes it out. Player one was an absolute beast in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Reads them. Deals some sick damage there in exchange for some healing. Will this decision pay off for them? Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Combo with the target combo. Sticks the combo. Not shy, looking to plant him with a pile driver. Player two will have to fight back here without target. The big play does it. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. A little too greedy there. Takes the chance to hurt him. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Player one has burnout activates. A quick breather. Player one has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Experiencing burnout. Both looking to plant him with a pile driver. Going in. This is the ideal. They're going for the super art. The Dragon Lash Flame giving them a side switch on top of the damage. Player two crowns them from above. Can they create an opportunity? Just goes for it at this range. Player two is not in a good place health-wise, but with the super art and puts the fear of God in. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Super art out of nowhere. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Hits them with a stop and pop. Looking to plant them with a pile drive. Uses their drive to maximize their damage. Risky decision, but let's see how this plays out. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. What are they gonna do? Pops him hard. Player two is in a very good spot. Will this drive gain gap decide? Nothing stops this train. Through pile driver. They got him. Player two delivers the upset. That's one for the replay. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Big time whip. Jumps in. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Holds out with the block. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Was well in range to score the throw. That barely connected, but it still counts. Starts with a jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Oh, talk about KO. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? throws them to negate the block. Player 1 managed their drive gauge well to create lots of opportunities for themselves. Let's see if they can maintain this rhythm. What'll happen here? Their spacing is so on point right now, but who's gonna blink first? Player 2 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes, experiencing burnout. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. He fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. Both fighters, nice counter. Light lead is there, but still anyone's game. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Are they thinking about how to steal this round? This can lead to some big damage. Shinrai, one player is in burnout state. Plus anti-air. Any mistake here is gonna be fatal. What's it gonna be? Drive impact misses. Closes it out. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Opens with a jump in. Final round. Who will the anti-air and get punch? The drive impact doesn't work. Deep overhead. Player 1 with a lead. Will they go for offense or he dares the counter we wanted? Close range projectile. Gotta do better than that. Looking for a hold. Pack your bags. We're going to Siberia. What now? Will this Super Art do anything? Dragon Last Flame cooks him up good. Player 2 can't use drive anymore. Will this drive get big time whip? Nothing stops this train. Oh, putting the cherry on top. This is the kind of move that ends games. Tengi's gonna take off some chunky damage, then break their spines and their spirits with this. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Big game. Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? Player 2 can't. Ooh, taking him from. Oh, they got him. Player 2 delivers the upset.
Here comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Gotta do this. Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? The impact gets blocked. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Neither fighter can force the other to give up even an inch. Trips them up.
How's this?
Goes for an overhead. Did well to get the buff in there. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. Knockdown. Anticipated that counter and blocks. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Are we going to see a comeback here? Goes for the super art? The Dragon Last Flame giving them a side switch on top of the damage. Player, this is gonna be bad news in there. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. That drive impact doesn't get through. You can block impact, but you're gonna lose some drive gauge when you do. From up above, takes a trip. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Goes low. There's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. Now that's how you use an impact. Still scrapping for control of the space. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Shinrai kick for a mix-up. Oh my god, they just flatlines them. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Opts to create space to start. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Jumps anti-air into punch. backed into the corner. What setup do they have? Goes low. And eats it. Nothing stops this train. Target combo into... Oh! Putting the cherry on top. Cashes out for Shikujira. Player 2 may be able to pull a fast one. Impact squash. Reads the... What a finish! Player 1 gets the win.